Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Jetzt aber Attacke da vorne. Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Im schöneren Rennsport.
Welcome back to the Nürburgring. Welcome to part 2 of round 5 of what is turning out to be an enthralling season of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. We are in the shadow of Nürburgring Castle at this legendary circuit. There's the Nordschleife just below us. Unfortunately, we're not using that part of the Nürburgring this weekend, but we are using the sprint circuit. The weather is perfect, if a little nippy compared to yesterday. Temperature at just 17.4 degrees centigrade, but we are getting ready to go for the second race of the weekend for the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Alessandro Gueretti starting on pole position, having surrendered the lead of the championship after the Nürburgring a few weeks ago. Yesterday was a fairly bad-tempered affair. I think we will call it bruising. A lot of drivers with a lot of damage, a lot of penalties. Our race stewards were burning the midnight oil. In fact, yesterday, Lucas Stegner, the race director, actually called an extraordinary driver's briefing, an additional one, and threw the proverbial book at the drivers, said, sort it out. We are here to race. We're not in the business of banger racing. Somebody who was well clear of all the drama yesterday was Alex Tauscher. He took advantage of our front row pairing of Alessandro Gueretti and championship leader Robert De Haan getting together, and both Tauscher and Theo Overhaus were able to sneak through. Tauscher taking his second ever win in this series. And on the subject of Gueretti and De Haan, as we look at yesterday's second place finisher, a Porsche Junior Theo Overhaus. Yesterday, well, I think it's fair to say that Gueretti and De Haan may not be holidaying together over the winter. We've seen them getting the elbows out in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. We saw it again yesterday. A lot of drama going on between them. Both of them had a couple of visits to the penalty box, but Robert De Haan, despite all of that, finished on the podium. His main opponent, Alessandro Gueretti, finished out of the points. It means that there is a points difference. Your graphic there said 18 points. According to the Porsche information, there's a 20-point difference between them, but the summary of that is that Robert De Haan leads the championship ahead of Alessandro Gueretti. Both of them are well clear of Theo Overhaus, who jumped up to third yesterday as a result of that second place finish. But I mentioned that the race director had been getting involved. He hurled out a lot of penalties yesterday. Matthias Ferreira had 3 seconds added to his finishing time. Gianluca Tucciaroglu, 3 seconds. Marvin Klein, 3 seconds. Huub van Eindhoven, 5 seconds added to his finishing time. Flint Schering, who you see on screen there, received a grid drop of 3 places. But all of that pales into significance compared to championship leader Robert De Haan, who picked up 2 penalties, a 5-place grid drop, and a 10-place grid drop. So Robert De Haan with a whopping 15-place grid drop. So he is starting all the way down in 17th place, having qualified second on the grid. But Robert De Haan, well, he says, hey, I'm used to this. It's what I do best. Remember Spa? Remember Hockenheim last year? I just come through the pack. And it's exactly the kind of red rag to a bull that seems to fire Robert De Haan up like he needs any firing up. So De Haan, starting from 17th, is like, well, hold my drink, I'm coming through. Gueretti will have a clear track in front of him. He started on pole yesterday, got damage having got together with Robert De Haan. That, coupled with some brake issues, meant that he finished out of the points. He starts on pole again today. As we look at Robert De Haan, it might need some binoculars to see the front row from where he's starting, but I'm sure he's going to make short work of that. Alongside Alongside Alessandro Gueretti is a driver we saw taking his first and only win so far in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, Ariel Levy. He starts on the front row. Behind is Alex Tauscher, yesterday's winner. Theo Overhaus, I had to double and triple check my records. Overhaus has still only actually won one race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Just had a lot of bad luck. That is also the case for Marvin Klein, who starts up there as well. Huub van Eindhoven is another of the one-time winners, and he would really like to make that too sometime very soon. But of course, the penalty yesterday of 5 seconds meant that he was also relegated. Right, in the background there, you just see briefly Alex Hart. What a sensation he is proving to be on his debut. Another sensation this year, Sasha Norden, once again, starting on pole for the rookies. We have the overall race, we have the rookie race, we have the Pro-Am race, and Sasha Norden has really had a stranglehold on the rookie standings. But yesterday, got together with Flint Schuring. That's why Flint Schuring got the penalty, and he scored a lot less points than he was hoping for, but he still holds on to the lead in the Rookie Championship. 15 points clear of Matheus Ferreira. Great Britain's Joe Warhurst is in third place in the rookie standings, 20 points adrift, but Warhurst is starting right next to Sasha Norden on the grid, so he might have something to say about that. Joe looking for his second ever win in the rookies. I mentioned Alex Hart, the driver who made his debut yesterday, and he really has impressed. He's in the Pro-Am category. He is a driver coach, somebody who came here just to pick up a bit of experience this weekend, while he's shown a clean pair of heels to all of the other Pro-Am runners. He's qualified well ahead of them once again. He won for the Pro-Ams yesterday on debut, and he starts 12th on the grid today. What a sensation he is. He drives the car that is prepared by Black Falcon Team Zimmermann, and we welcome Black Falcon back to the grid at Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. It's been far too long that you've been gone. Please stay. We love having Black Falcon here at a track that is considered to be very much one of their home circuits. Right, we're starting the first of 2 formation laps. We've had a bit of work just to do on the circuit. It means we're a couple of minutes late getting going. Because the cars have been static on the grid for quite a long time, the race director has decided to give them a couple of formation laps just to get everything up to temperature. So the first of 2 formation laps with Alessandro Gueretti on pole position, Ariel Levy alongside. On row 2, Alex Tauscher and Theo Overhaus. Keep an eye on them. They were very impressive yesterday. On row 3, Marvin Klein and Flint Schuring. He'll be wanting to get his championship hunt back on track. And on row 4 of the grid, Cas Havercourt has Janis Stiak for company. All these drivers are former winners in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, as is the case of Huub van Eindhoven. Sasha Norden, surely not too long before he takes a win. He's on the front of the rookies. Joe Warhurst just behind him with the pole for the Pro-Ams, all the way up in 12th place, Alex Hart. Senna van Serlen has Gianluca Tucci-Rogli for company on row 7. On row 8, Matheus Ferreira and Sebastian Freinert line up alongside each other, both in target cars. There is Robert De Haan. He's got Keanu Bloom alongside him on row 9 of the grid. And on row 10, the defending Pro-Am champion Søren Spreng with the Pro-Am championship leader Mikael Schrey alongside. Jonas Greif and Jan Seifert are on row 11. On row 12, it's an all-Pro-Am Michael Esman and Ahmed Al-Shihab who are alongside each other. Next up, it's Kai Pfister, and they're bringing up the rear. Amy de Hoos, who yesterday didn't have the best of qualifying, but actually kept out of trouble, and that was a win in itself, I would say, but ended up with a rookie podium, finishing 3rd. So good job from Amy de Hoos. So the car's on now, the second of their formation laps here, getting ready to go. Because of the 2 formation laps, the race distance will be reduced accordingly. These cars are fueled for a 30-minute plus 1 lap race, so that will now be reduced to a 27-minute plus 1 lap. A good opportunity for the drivers just to make sure that the tyres and the brakes are in the correct window, so the next time they hit turn 1, it will be at racing speed. They will have the grip and the stopping power that they require. We look at Alessandro Gueretti. I walked past him yesterday, decided not to talk to him because I think he was thoroughly grumpy after yesterday's result. He has a good opportunity to really turn this around today, though. He will have a clear track in front of him if he can beat Ariel Levy into turn one, and he knows that his main championship rival, Robert De Haan, will have an awful lot of traffic in front of him. Robert, well, he's looking pretty laid back there, isn't he? He just takes it all in his stride, never afraid to get stuck in, and he leads the driver classification. Theo Overhaus would be quite happy if those two were getting together again, because it would allow him, as is the case at Ariel Levy, Human Eindhoven and Cas Havercourt, to maybe close in on the championship hunt. Flint Scheuring also very much still in with a shout. We've still got a lot of racing to go this season. This is race 10 of a 16-race season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. It has been a fantastic year so far, and we've really been wondering who the championship fighters are going to be, and it was after Nürburgring where it started to become clear that realistically it's Robert De Haan and Alessandro Gueretti who are fighting for the title. But it ain't all over till it's over, and if those two keep beating the whatnot out of each other, then it really does open the door for the drivers behind to close in on that championship hunt. But no such problems like that for Alessandro Gueretti here at the moment, because he is well clear of Robert De Haan as Matheus Ferreira, the very, very impressive driver from Brazil, has really turned heads this year as he's joined Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He is third in the rookies in this race. Keep an eye on Joe Waterhurst in the Cap C coating car, because he will be homing down on Sasha Norden. He will be looking for his second win in category. Sasha Norden looking for his sixth. So cars on the grid in the glorious sunshine. We are ready to go racing Nürburgring style. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and we are go. Alessandro Gueretti steps off that pole position. Ariel Levy into second. The cars all fanning out. They're going to funnel into a pinch point that is turn one. Flint Scheuring just catching a bit of curb there, and there's a spinner. Now that is one of the, I think, one of the Bonk Motorsport cars. As an ID racing car. No, it's Alex Hart. Oh, such a shame. Oh, don't take out the safety car, for goodness sake. So that is a real shame for Alex Hart. He turns it around after such a strong debut. He really has impressed, but a spin there into turn one. Right, let's have a look here. So Gueretti leading. Ariel Levy, who has proven to be a very sensible driver this year, keeping out of trouble as one of the target cars and Søren Spreng smoke the tyres. Joe Warhurst onto the dirt a bit as well, gets it back on the track. But Ariel Levy is one who's just getting used to holding back, allowing the action to unfold, and then making his moves. So in second place, he's pretty dangerous there in the number 25 car. And Alessandro Gueretti will be aware of the Israeli driver just bearing down on him. We can see Jean-Luc Tucharoglu there. One of the messages given by Lukas Stegner, the race director, was the chicane is for driving around, not driving over. And he said, if you just straight line the chicane, I am going to throw a penalty at you. So the drivers have had that warning, so a little bit better behaved today. We've got one lap in the books without too much damage as far as I can see, so that's already a win, isn't it? Gueretti leading into turn one. So here we go. Now let's have a look, see what the positions are. Gueretti, Ariel Levy, Theo Overhaus, yesterday's winner Alex Tauscher, Flint Scheuring up to fifth. He's relegated Marvin Klein, Cas Havercourt, Janis Stiak, Huub van Eindhoven, Senna van Serlen rounding out the top 10. So Senna van Serlen, after a day that promised much, delivered very little yesterday. He making progress today. Right, this is a replay of the start. You see that Robert De Haan was getting stuck in straight away. He's up to 13th already from 17th on the grid. Car 24 is under investigation for cutting of chicane. That's Cas Havercourt. That was Alex Hart. I think just tripping up with so many cars, trying to get round that first turn. An ID racing car, was it Emily de Hoos, who was smoking it into turn 1. The rest of them shuffling around. We just see the back of that Kai Pfister. Good avoiding action of the car pointing in the wrong direction in front of him. That is Emily de Hoos, who kept out of trouble, just regathers it up. Alex Hart, we've been sending him a bill for the medical car if he'd made contact there, but he's sorted it all out and he's rejoined at the back of the pack. So, our race director, Lukas Stegner, said, I am going to be keeping an eye on the chicane. The first one under investigation, Cas Havercourt. Will it be the last? I suspect not. I tell you what, though, Ariel Levy, man on a mission, quickest man on the circuit at the moment. He's in second place, and he's looking to close in on the race leader. That is Senna van Serlen, taking a very unusual line around turn 1, having missed the braking point. That's Mikael Esman as well, who drops further back. So he's got turn 1 a little bit wrong under braking, but no problems there. He's able to rejoin, albeit having dropped a little bit further down through the pack. So it looked like Hoop van Eindhoven there, just passing through your picture. So here comes our race leader, Alessandro Gueretti. He was 8 tenths, now it's 7 tenths clear of Ariel Levy. What is Ariel going to do? He has shown enormous patience as a driver, waiting for his moment to pounce, and he will really fancy his opportunity to get a second ever win in this series. Surely it's not going to be too long before it comes. Could this be the day? Alessandro Gueretti has the championship very much in mind. Let's have a look here. Senna van Serlen having to throw the anchors overboard to make sure he can get into the back of Hoop van Eindhoven under braking into turn 1. As the rest of the cars coming through, some great angles. And we see from Søren Spreng, one of his main rivals, that was Mikael Esman, smoking it into turn 1. So Spreng says, I'll have that very much. So he's up to second place in the Pro-Ams at the moment, Søren Spreng is. So here comes Robert De Haan having a little look to the inside of the 26 car of Hoop van Eindhoven. So Hoop van Eindhoven's in 9th, so De Haan already into the top 10 from his 17th place starting position. I said at the top of the show that he was going to be charging, that this is what he relishes. The Dutch driver, when he's further back on the pack, it seems to just light a blue touch paper, and he seems to find overtaking opportunities that others cannot. And Hoop van Eindhoven will see that his fellow Dutch driver is starting to monster him around the corner as they continue out towards turn 6 and turn 7. Now we see the view from the perspective of Robert De Haan. Can he dispatch Hoop van Eindhoven? Right. And it is Sebastian Freimuth who has been deemed to have caused a collision, and he will have to visit the penalty box. So that is a box painted on the track on the exit of turn 1, and he'll have to pass through that at no more than 60 kilometers an hour, and he will have to do that twice. So that'll be the equivalent of adding two 5-second stints to his lap time. So Emily de Hoos, we can see her parked up there. So has she connected with the barrier? I think that might be the case. Yes, she has. So Emily de Hoos, that's on the exit of turn 5, I think. And, I think she's clearly she's made the connection and the door is jammed as a result. So giving it a bit of leverage, that means that the safety car is going to have to come out to retrieve that car in a very vulnerable position. And you can see the bodywork's been pushed back. It's obscured the door. And there's Emily de Hoos. Real shame. It's great to have her on the grid. Yes, that's on the apex of turn 5, isn't it? So she exits the car eventually. Safety car is deployed. So that'll be an opportunity to get that car to safety and everybody a chance to breathe. So no overtaking, everything reduced. There is the glorious safety car ready. to come onto the track and pick up Alessandro Gueretti, our race leader. So while the safety car is out, good opportunity for me to just go off topic a little bit. We're still on Porsche, and that is that this weekend at the Nürburgring, we've had the launch of next year's car, the Porsche 911 Cup car. What a glorious bit of machinery it is as well. The pictures are online. Do go and check it out. It's all new shape for 2026. Lots of revisions to it. The car is a lot more sustainable, it's safer, it's longer lasting, certainly in terms of brake life, and really worth checking out as we look again at the Vidal chicane. That was Alex Tauscher missing the chicane completely, and the race director will be taking a look at that, I expect. That's certainly not a deliberate thing. I think he just has missed his braking point, involved in the traffic as well. But some great shots over the chicane. So next year's car, which they start to roll it out in October and will be the steed of choice next year. About 10 horsepower higher than this year, so about 520 brake horsepower. Really beautiful bit of kit. Well worth checking out. Ahmed Al-Shahab will not be able to wait to get his hands on one of those lovely new machines. And here he is in the last but one. Oh, we've got a red flag out. Okay. So issues here. Red flag is out. So I'm wondering if there's damage to the barrier. So I'll let you know if I get any updates on this. So the race has been stopped completely. It means the clock will stop at a little over 18.5 minutes. So I think there may be some damage to the barrier or to the circuit. That's normally the only reason for throwing a red flag. So the team's looking on. So the cars will be brought back probably to the pit lane to a stop. The cars cannot be worked on, but the drivers, I believe, are able to go out and have a comfort break if they want, but that's about the long and short of it. So, didn't expect to see that. We're used to red flags at the Nürburgring. Normally it's because of fog or rain, but clearly there is an issue with the barrier. So, Alessandro Gueretti going to have to wait a little longer before he can continue at the front. So let's do a little bit of a summary while we've got this gap. So Alessandro Gueretti is leading, Ariel Levy in second place, Theo Overhaus is in third. Those are your podium runners at the moment. Alex Tauscher in fourth place, Flint Schuring in fifth, Marvin Klein in sixth place, Cass Havercourt in seventh, Janis Stiak is in eighth place, then it's Hoek van Eindhoven in ninth, and then rounding out the top 10, it's Robert De Haan, all the way from 17th on the grid, and he's done that in, well, 9 minutes. He's made up 7 places. So, yeah, I did warn you about that, didn't I? In 11th place, it's the leading rookie, Sasha Norden. Senna van Serlen has placed himself between second in the rookies, which is now Matheus Ferreira. So Joe Warhurst has been shuffled back to 14th place. So he's third in the rookies. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's done a bit of damage to the barrier there. I think they're going to have to think about maybe changing some posts on that. So this is going to take a little bit of work. So that's a real shame. So, yes, Joe Warhurst, 14th, third in the rookie. Jean-Luc Tucharoglu is in 15th, ahead of Kiana Blum, Jan Seifert. Sebastian Freimuth, I don't know whether he had served his penalties at this point, but remember he had 2 of those, and we saw Alex Tauscher go on the wrong side of the chicane. He's had a warning about that, so that will be a black and white flag ultimately, I imagine. So 19th place is the leader in the Pro-Am. So after Alex Hart had his little spin, Søren Spreng leads the way in the Pro-Ams, 19th place. Michael Schrei, who leads the standings in the Pro-Am category, is just behind Søren Spreng. Then in amongst the Pro-Ams, Jonas Greif is 21st. Third in the Pro-Ams, Michael Esman, 22nd overall. Then it's Kai Pfister. Ahmed Al-Shihab, who we saw having a fairly wild moment. He is in 24th. And in 25th place is Alex Hart. And while we have a gap, now I can mention Alex Hart again. So He is a 31-year-old salesman for Reader Motorsport, who are shareholders in Manthey Racing. He's never raced karts. His experience comes from tourist drives on the Nordschleife, where you pay your 35 Europs and you can rag a car around the Nordschleife. There's some great videos of that. I think you're a bold man to take a car on that circuit at the best of times. But he did that, and he'd done many laps around the Nordschleife. He eventually became a driver coach, and the guy he was coaching said to him, "Mate, you are so good, I'm going to pay for you and sponsor for you to race." So Alex Hart went into RCN, which is a junior category to the NLS. Then he went into the NLS with Carlos Rivas. So those of you who are long-time Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany fans will recognise the name Carlos Rivas, the former Pro-Am champion. He and Alex Hart raced together for a period. And then last year, Alex went into Porsche Sport Cup Germany. And he was a regular winner there, finished second in the championship. So he's taken quite a big leap into Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He said, "I'm going to give it my all." Oh, look at that for straightening the fence. I thought they were going to have to change the post. No, we'll just pick it up and straighten it up. That's great, the heavy lifting machinery. Yeah, Alex Hart said, "My aim, because I have zero experience with non-ABS cars, and of course these cars have no ABS," he says, "my expectations are modest and realistic." He says, "I aim to give it my all and to avoid getting my ass relentlessly kicked." Well, he did not yesterday. The opposite to an ass kicking. In fact, he went on, as mentioned, to start on pole for the Pro-Ams and to win the Pro-Am race. And with Black Falcon, who are long-time friends of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, who are now together with Otto Zimmermann, the renowned manufacturer of brake components. They have got together and they have fielded that car, the very beautiful Katana livery on the side of that car. And Alex Hart is in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany here at the Nürburgring. I sincerely hope that he can get the sponsorship together and the budget together to make this a regular occurrence, because he has really shown a clean pair of heels to some drivers who have an awful lot more experience than he has. Although, I have to say, he's got tripped up on the opening lap of this race. He's in 25th. It'll be interesting to see what progress he can make there, because, of course, with the red flag out in a few moments, and I'm hoping it will be a few moments, and in fact it will be, we've got the restart time of 11:46 local time, so that's about 9 minutes. So when we do get going, Alex Hart will be on the back bumper of Ahmed Al-Shihab, and that will be a good opportunity for him to try and make some progress. So welcome, Alex Hart. We hope sincerely this is not the last time we will see you. I think it probably won't be. I hadn't really mentioned the Pro-Ams at the start of the show. Michael Schrei leads the way in the Pro-Am race, but he is just 6 points clear of Ahmed Al-Shihab. Mikael Essmann, after that horrible accident at the Nürburgring a few weeks ago, is in third place. Of course, he wasn't able to race on the Sunday on account of the fact that the car had a rapid, unscheduled disassembly, as they say in America, so he was unable to take his place on the grid. Michael Essmann, therefore, dropping a lot of points. Søren Spreng is fourth, 89 points back in the Pro-Am standings. I don't know whether he's just making a habit of walking under ladders or what, but he's had a torrid time of it. He's a 2 times and defending Pro-Am champion, but this year has really struggled. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4 non-finishes. He's only had 1 win in the Pro-Ams. Just to reconfirm what I've mentioned already, 11:46 local time is the restart. So just a fraction over 5 minutes and we'll get this back underway. So thank you for sticking with us. I hope you're enjoying some lovely pictures from around the Nürburgring here in Nürburg, under the shadow of Nürburg Castle. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, race 10 of what has been a really entertaining season. And the proof of that is that well, in some seasons in the past, you've had the wins shared amongst maybe 2 drivers. Well, this year, there's only one driver who's managed more than 2 wins. That is Robert de Haan. Of course, Alessandro Gueretti is hoping to equal that here this morning in this race. But at the moment, de Haan has 3 wins. Gueretti has 2. Flint Schuring has had 2 as well. I think his brother Morris is probably looking over his shoulder. Alex Tauscher got his first win of the season, a second win ever yesterday. We also saw a win at Zandvoort for Janis Stiak. He's somebody who you can never discount. But I think Ariel Levy and also Theo Overhaus, they fancy getting their names on the winner's board at some point this season as well. But they're going to have to get past that man, Alessandro Gueretti. Now, this stoppage will have played a little bit into the hands of Robert de Haan because, of course, he has now closed in on all the cars in front. There are no lapped cars in the way. So de Haan in that 10th place, and he is going to fancy trying to get past Huub van Eindhoven. I have to say, though, you have to get up pretty early in the morning to put one over Huub van Eindhoven. The 2 Dutch drivers have fought alongside each other for many, many years, and Huub van Eindhoven will not be stepping aside and allowing Robert de Haan to come through because he too is in the championship hunt, albeit down in 5th place at the moment. But that could turn around in a moment. It is consistency rather than race wins that win a championship. So picking up the points and just always being there, you only need de Haan and Gueretti to have another day like they had yesterday, and suddenly Overhaus, Ariel Levy, Huub van Eindhoven, Havercourt, Schuring, all the rest of them are suddenly back in the championship hunt. So there's Søren Spreng about to be interviewed by Toby Shimon, the face of the ADAC and of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany at the circuits. If you come to the circuit, and you'll see him on the screens on Fan TV, the 5-minute signal being given, which is good news for all. So Toby does a phenomenal job. I saw him last night. He had no voice. He could barely walk because he'd been running around presenting podiums and interviewing drivers for the entire day. So top job done by him. One of the real characters here, a great guy, and we really enjoy what he brings. We are not bringing you his interview because it's in German, and so that'll be going out on the German stream, I expect. But I should think that Søren Spreng, I'm pretty sure that's Søren Spreng that he's talking to. Yes, it is. Read the helmet. He currently leading in the Pro-Am race here and looking for his 2nd Pro-Am win this season. And it's going to feel like a long time coming. So with all the adrenaline having been running since breakfast this morning, the drivers hyping themselves up, getting themselves into the zone, then you're out on the grid. We had that delay getting going. There's a little fist bump there from GP Elite saying good luck. They get themselves in the zone. In fact, Søren Spreng, I came to the circuit about 7:30 this morning, and he was out in the streets running. And I'm like, there's a man with commitment. It was all I could do to get out of bed. But yes, all the adrenaline is pumping. You've started the race, and then you're stopping. And now, really, the drivers have got to get themselves back in the zone. It's probably very warm out there in the cars. The temperature's gone up about a degree since this race started. So we're up to about 18.5 degrees centigrade. The nerves are jangling. Well, Robert de Haan, you could see the knee may be betraying a little of, is it nerves or is it excitement? He'll tell you it's excitement. They're itching to get going. Now they need to get themselves back in the zone once again. We're going to get certainly at least 1 lap behind the safety car, so the tyres will have cooled down very nicely in the sunshine. So this lap is going to be very important. It'll start in about 3 minutes' time. There'll be a lot of weaving as the drivers then attempt to get the heat into the tyres once again, get everything back up to temperature, and we will get racing. And of course, the likes of Robert de Haan will see this as an opportunity because they are nose to tail. It will be his chance to potentially launch an attack on Huub van Eindhoven. But I have to tell you, Sasha Norden will be on his back bumper. Sasha Norden, along with Flint Schuring, who are coached by the most successful driver in the history of Porsche Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, Larry Tenforder. Larry has taught Sasha some real tricks. We saw Sasha Norden in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux last year. It was impressive there, but he has gone up several levels this year, joining Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and has really dominated the rookie championship. And he might well fancy a little shot at Robert De Haan, to be quite honest, because, yeah, he's that confident and he's that good. Some great shots here of the Wiedel chicane. So this is the section of the track that race director Lukas Stegner was especially grumpy about last night, because the cars were straight lining it yesterday. The poor old bollards never stood a chance. So they've been instructed, yeah, you can't straight line the chicane. It's there for a reason. Please go around it, not over it. So they like to test the suspension in these cars, don't they? And the new suspension in the new Porsche 911 Cup car that comes next year will no doubt be stronger and ready to take on these curbs. But yes, back to the car for next year. They're rolling out in October. They're producing about 5 a day. The top Porsche series in the world are going to be getting them first. So Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, I believe Porsche North America and Porsche Asia are going to be getting them as well. So they're going to be really fascinating to see some great innovations on those cars. A great innovation is actually now that if the car stalls on the grid on one of these new cars, immediately the brake lights will strobe like mad into the eyes of the car behind, and as soon as the driver dips the clutch, it will automatically restart the car. Great innovation to try and avoid those kind of dramas on the start line that we've seen in the past when cars haven't got away. The brakes are way more sustainable. They are expecting the brake pads to last 4 times longer than what they do at the moment. It makes it all more sustainable, more affordable, and altogether better for stopping the car. Quite important, I would say. Things like the front splitter, the new car, the splitter's in 3 parts, so if the driver does the splitter, they don't necessarily have to throw the whole thing away. It means it's cheaper to buy, it's cheaper to transport, and everybody wins. Right. We are back underway. So the clock is ticking, because although we're behind the safety car, the race is now running. It's been reset, 8¼ minutes, and the car's now on a lap behind the safety car. I haven't had any indication. Could well be that it will come in at the end of this lap, subject to confirmation here at the Nürburgring. Did I mention that it was 11 turns, 4 to the left, 7 to the right, 3.629 kilometers around? Well, if I didn't, I have now. This circuit, which has hosted many a Grand Prix over many, many years, in the shadow of the mighty Nordschleife, the green hell. One day we hope we're going to see Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany on the Nordschleife, but maybe that's just part of my wild dreams. At the moment, we are on the sprint circuit, which is plenty entertaining enough here for this race 10 of the season. So the race is underway, but absolutely no overtaking at this point until the safety car goes in. When the indication is given, then the safety car will turn its lights off. At the moment, those lights are on. If we're going to go in this time around, the lights will go off shortly, and then it will be down to Alessandro Gueretti to back the pack up. I don't think it's coming in this time, because I think the lights are still on the safety car, so I think we might get certainly another lap behind the safety car. So they're up towards turn 11, the final turn at the moment. So it looks like we're going to enjoy the Nürburgring sunshine for another lap. Suspect it might be after this lap that the safety car will come in, but that is purely conjecture on my part, subject to confirmation. But you can see the drivers having to work really hard, because at 18.5 degrees centigrade, that's the temperature of both the air and the track. Not the work at the moment to get these tyres back into the window. Robert De Haan will want to be ready to pounce as soon as he can. There's Hub van Eindhoven just ahead of him. So we've got one eye on Alexander Gueretti at the front. Second in the championship, 20 points adrift. We've got another eye on Robert De Haan, all the way down in 10th place. Keep an eye on Sasha Norden. I don't know what happened to Joe Warhurst, as we have confirmation the safety car will be in on this lap. But he did lose a position to Matheus Ferreira before the red flag came out, so he'll be wanting to correct that as soon as possible. Senna van Serlen in the middle of that rookie battle. The rookies denoted by the yellow box on your graphic, the Pro-Ams denoted by the blue box on your graphic. So safety car is now going to disappear off into the distance. Gueretti will back the back up. He can't accelerate, decelerate, accelerate, decelerate. He needs to hold a fairly constant speed, but it'll be up to him when he goes. Well, Kai Pfister is under investigation, so clearly he's done something he shouldn't have done behind the safety car. So Gueretti, the only thing for him is he mustn't catch the safety car and pass it. There'll be no overtaking until the cars cross the start-finish line. So he will nail the accelerator when he's ready. If Ariel Levy anticipates it well, he can't pass him until they get to the start-finish line. Well, he's onto the power now, out of turn 11. Levy's anticipated it reasonably well. Theo Urberhaus hasn't. There's a bit of a gap now, so the first two have broken clear a little. Out across the line they come. We are racing once again. Race 10, Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, flat out in towards turn 1. How's the tyre preparation been? Well, pretty good, I'd say. Challenge for position. Further back, there's Alex Tauscher coming under pressure from Flint Schuring, but in so doing, Robert De Haan, who's already made it past Hub van Eindhoven. Look at De Haan on the wide outside of Flint Schuring. De Haan, man on a mission, going to the outside of Alex Tauscher as well. Robert De Haan, we said this restart might help him. Looks to have done that. Flint Schuring trying to fight back. Schuring, such a competent driver. Robert De Haan, though, finds the route past. Now Cas Havercourt tries to follow in his wake, but is unable to do it. So Robert De Haan is behind Alex Tauscher, yesterday's winner at the moment. Can he go any further? So out they come, and I beg your pardon, De Haan, that wasn't De Haan, was it? I'm so sorry, that was Marvin Klein in the identical blue and white car. I beg your pardon there, though, as Sasha Norden goes wide. So it was De Haan is still in that further back position. Robert De Haan in the other of the blue and white cars. So there's Senna van Serlen having a bit of a wobble under braking. Oh dear, we need a bigger monitor in here. So there's Alex Tauscher. It was Marvin Klein who was doing all that battling. They're going across Gianluca Tucciaroglu. Had to take avoiding action. There was no route round the chicane, so he had to take avoiding action there. He will argue he had no other option, but now he is in front of Keanu Bloom. Out onto the pit straight they come, and it might just be that Gianluca Tucciaroglu allows Keanu Bloom back through so that he doesn't gain advantage from that. So Flint Schuring locking up into turn 1. The plumes of blue smoke under braking. And Marvin Klein there, Flint Schuring getting it all wrong. He locked up, wonder if there was an issue with the braking on that car into the gravel. He drops a load of positions, and now Robert De Haan really has got past Flint Schuring because he's in front now of Gianluca Tucciaroglu. No issues at the front though. Alexander Gueretti's broken clear of Ariel Levy. The race finished now. Gueretti potentially jumping to the top of the point standings ahead of Robert De Haan. Ariel Levy into third place in the points, but we've still got 12 minutes and 20 seconds of this race remaining. So, despite my earlier enthusiasm, Robert De Haan is still down in, well, he's into 9th place now. Matheus Ferreira takes the lead as a result of Sasha Norden going wide. We saw that earlier. Now Robert De Haan is past Hub van Eindhoven. The two cars making contact as they head towards the back straight. Hub van Eindhoven shuts the door. There's bits of bodywork flying. Now, was that somebody's splitter? What was that? Robert De Haan, though, getting punchy with Hub van Eindhoven in 8th place. Hub van Eindhoven, I said he wasn't going to lie down and play dead here. Now Sasha Norden in the background, coming under attack from Joe Warhurst as well. So Warhurst third in the rookies. There's the leading rookie, Matheus Ferreira, looking back at him from the perspective of Robert De Haan. So into turn 1 we come. Matheus Ferreira leading in the rookies. De Haan on that charge through. There's Sasha Norden making slight contact. Matheus Ferreira, this is for the rookies. All 3 of the rookies. And what a move from Joe Warhurst. He takes both of of them. Joe Warhurst past Matthias Ferreira and Sasha Norden to lead for the rookies at the moment. Matthias Ferreira trying to come back, but Sasha Norden there as well. Ferreira sliding into the back of Norden. Has he damaged the car? The car is slowing. Matthias Ferreira, maybe he's done the steering. We're looking at Matthias Ferreira now on board, but Sasha Norden has broken clear. He will now launch his attack on Joe Warhurst. But Warhurst, what a move, going from third to first in the rookie race. Matthias Ferreira clearly with damage to the number 27 car. We saw him sliding into the side of Sasha Norden. Now, has Sasha Norden sustained any damage as well? Let's have a look here. We can see Norden on the left-hand side. There is Joe Warhurst, who sneaked past both of them, and then the two cars get together. The left front connecting with the right rear of Sasha Norden. Looking down from our drone shot there, and Norden trying to shut the door on Matthias Ferreira. The two cars getting together is under investigation by our race stewards. I would also just point out the incident between Robert de Haan and Huub van Eindhoven is also, this one, under investigation by our race stewards as well. So much for the talking to that they had last night. Less than 10 minutes remaining of this race. Robert de Haan certainly got the bumper involved there, didn't he? He's currently in 9th place. Joe Warhurst just behind him now, leading for the rookies, looking for his second ever win in the rookie category. So there's Robert de Haan. Interesting there. Use your head, he's saying. Use your head. That is one of the Proton Huber competition crew. Now, was that pointed at Robert de Haan? He races for Proton Huber competition. So, a live prediction, if the race finished now, Gueretti and de Haan would be tied in points in the championship with 163. All very much subject to confirmation. Also, because we've still got 9 minutes remaining. Right, take stock. There is Robert de Haan in 9th place. Marvin Klein in 5th, just to reassure you. Between them, Cas Havercourt, Janis Stiak, Huub van Eindhoven. I said he was a tough one, didn't I? There is Huub van Eindhoven. I reckon that de Haan has sustained some damage, you know, because he is clearly ailing. Now, Flint Schuring, who was exploring downtown Nürburgring at one point, but has now come back into 10th place, has now putting the pressure onto his fellow Dutchman. Robert de Haan, I have a feeling the part of the splitter, or certainly part of the aerodynamics of that car might have gone south in that contact we saw earlier. I think Schuring has got problems with the brakes. We don't see Flint Schuring making mistakes under braking very often. We've seen him locking up and the blue smoke rising. I think the Schumacher CLRT car might be struggling a bit here. Now Sasha Norden and Joe Warhurst running side by side. Flint Schuring may have an outcome in the rookie battle. He is the outgoing rookie champion. The two pretenders to the throne are behind him at the moment. Advantage Joe Warhurst. What is Flint Schuring going to do? Is there a gap? Is Sasha Norden going to catch both of them? Also in there is Keanu Blum, but suddenly Blum into the back of Sasha Norden. That allows Joe Warhurst to break clear just a little bit, but Flint Schuring just in front of them. There is that lockup that we saw earlier on that saw him reversing back into this battle. So Flint Schuring, last year's rookie champion, now in front of 2 of the 3 drivers that are contesting the rookie championship this year. So here we go, coming towards turn 11. What a fight this is turning out to be. Less than 7.5 minutes remaining of this race. Flint Schuring still in front of Joe Warhurst at the moment. I'm looking at the timing screen. No penalties have been awarded as yet. De Haan, I think 9th might be about as good as it's going to get for him, which is a gift for his Alessandro Gueretti. Looking down towards turn 1 we come once again. What is happening with the rookies? Right, Flint Schuring, Joe Warhurst, Sasha Norden. Warhurst trying to break the slipstream as they head into turn 1. That lock up again from Flint Schuring, now almost guaranteed to have a brake issue. He goes deep into the corner. Warhurst is through, up a position, but Sasha Norden pushing hard to see if he can get past the driver from Great Britain. There is Ahmed Al Shahab. He's run off into the gravel and he's gone spinning as well. So Ahmed Al-Shahab out onto the gravel, back onto the track. I'm hoping he's going to get it going before any other cars arrive. He does that. He was running in 4th place in the Pro-Ams. The leader of the Pro-Ams at the moment is Mikael Schrei. Søren Spreng second is Mikael Schrei. Alex Hart from the back is up to 3rd in the Pro-Ams. What a great job from the driver who was stone last at the restart of this race. That was Ahmed Al-Shahab having a little bit of a wild ride through the gravel trap. 6 minutes remaining of this race. So much to keep on top of. In the rookies, Joe Warhurst is still leading Sasha Norden at the moment. In the overall race, Alessandro Gueretti leads Ariel Levy by about 1.1 seconds. So here is our race leader. There's Gueretti, there's Levy, Theo Urberhaus in 3rd place under pressure from Alex Tauscher. Behind Alex Tauscher is Marvin Klein in the Dehaan lookalike. Then it's Cas Havercourt, Janis Stiak, Huub van Eindhoven, and then a car that is clearly struggling now for pace, Robert Dehaan. His last lap, Robert Dehaan's last lap was at 1:29.939, so he's about 8 tenths off the lead pace of this race. And Alex Hart now challenging Søren Spreng. Alex Hart up towards 2nd place in the Pro-Ams because Mikael Schrei is now in the lead of the Pro-Am race. So Mikael Schrei, having worked his way past Søren Spreng, Alex Hart in the Katana-sponsored car from Black Falcon by Team Zimmerman, challenging for 2nd place in the Pro-Am race. So many good battles. We need about 4 screens going here. The incident between car 14 and 21 will be reported to the stewards. So that is Senna van Serlen and Sasha Norden. They are being reported to the stewards. Also Sasha Norden and Matheus Ferreira also being reported to the stewards. Also, just for good measure, Ahmed Al-Shahab and Kai Pfister. They too are to report to the headmaster's office when this race is done. Now look at this. Norden's got past Warhurst as we were looking at that into the chicane. So will Warhurst be able to fight back in the background? Kiana Blum fancies getting involved. He's not in the rookie championship, but Warhurst to the outside of Norden. Norden gives him the squeeze. Out along the pit straight they come. They're going to be up to about 245 kilometers an hour as they tear past the pits. Under braking they will come. Warhurst looks to the outside. Under braking in towards turn 1. Is he going to try and duck back to the inside? Norden looks to have him covered off at the moment. He takes Warhurst as wide as he dare around turn 1, but Warhurst will have the inside line into turn 2. The two cars running side by side. Good, clean racing from these two rookies. Norden locks up into 3, and Joe Warhurst retakes the lead of the rookie race. Sasha Norden back down to 2nd, but now he's got a problem because Kiana Blum and Flint Schuring are also through. They're almost rear gunners for Joe Warhurst. Looking again here, Warhurst saw that gap. He got his nose stuck in. He may have had a wheel on the curb, but he got the Capsi Coating car into that gap. I know Capsi Coating are here en masse this weekend watching. They will be shouting for Joe Warhurst as he takes the lead of the rookie race. In the overall race, Alessandro Gueretti still clear of Ariel Levy. Brilliant stuff here from Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Looking down at turns 9 and 10. Here's Robert Dehaan in a car that is clearly ailing. 9th place is clearly as far as he's going to go in this race because Huub van Eindhoven has left him for dust. Behind them is the battle that you saw with the rookies. Well, fortunately for Robert Dehaan, that battle with each other means it slowed them down, so they're going to struggle to catch up with him. Car 21, Sasha Norden, has received a black and white flag. That is a warning that may well count against him at a later point of the season. Alex Tauscher, yesterday's winner, in 4th place. Now under pressure from Marvin Klein in 5th place. So Klein there is clear of Cas Havercourt. Only 2 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of this race. Goretti looks to have this under control. 1.3 to the good of Ariel Levy, but everything is up for grabs behind him as Kai Pfister has a little rotation there out around by turn 2. He's able to rejoin, so no damage there in the Pro-Am race. Mikael Schrei leads. Søren Spreng still second in the Pro-Ams. Alex Hart has lost a position to Jan Seifert. Pfister just losing it on his own. But it means that Alex Hart still third in the Pro-Ams, but no longer challenging Søren Spreng. There is Alex Hart in the very pretty white, yellow and red car. Jan Seifert in the target car between them now. So that will be something as a comfort to Søren Spreng. The Hart is not right on his back bumper. 1 minute and 10 seconds plus 1 lap remaining of this race. This is now a challenge. Alex Tauscher alongside Marvin Klein. Klein putting the pressure on. Klein taking a tighter line out of turn 1. In towards turn 2 they come. Taylor Overhouse in the last of the podium positions, clear of this battle. The 1, 2, 3 now looking solid, but 4th most certainly up for grabs. Yesterday's winner, Alex Tauscher, tiptoeing around the corner, positioning that car exactly as he needs to do. But Marvin Klein, the former champion in Porsche Carrera Cup France, now challenging the number 13 car, looking to push his way forwards. It is for 4th place in this race. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, so it'll be what remains of this lap, then one more for Alessandro Goretti to launch himself right back into the championship hunt. But still points up for grab further back. Robert de Haan continues to be in that 9th place. Joe Warhurst continues to lead for the rookies in 10th place. He's got Kiana Bloom, a Flint Schering between him, and de Haan has dropped back. De Haan down to 11. The car is ailing, so Warhurst now up to 9th place. A good, solid drive from Joe Warhurst into 9th place. 8th place has been the best he has finished in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. There is Robert de Haan with the ailing number 46 car as a result of having got stuck in, I do believe. Joe Warhurst is able to get past him, and we're into the final lap of the race. Alessandro Goretti, this is exactly what he needed as Marvin Klein looks to the inside of Alex Tauscher. Tauscher in 4th place. You can see from your graphic that if the race finishes now, and it is about to finish, we're going to have a level pegging at the top of the championship, subject to confirmation. The stewards might have something to do yet. The incident between Sasha Norda and Joe Warhurst is also to be reported to the stewards. But Warhurst certainly well clear now at the front of the rookie race. Second in the rookies is Sasha Norden. They are the only runners in the rookies now on the final lap of the race. We've lost all of the other rookies. So here we go. Right, that's an update on the points. So that ties in more with mine. If the race finishes now, Goretti will jump to the top of the points championship. Wow, into that final lap of the race. So the race is very much in its closing stages, into the chicane for the very last time, up towards turn 11. He's managed to get in front, and he's managed to stay there. A solid and mature drive. It's going to be a 3rd win of the season for Alessandro Goretti, launching him right back into the championship hunt, to the top of the standings. 2nd across the line for Ariel Levy, ahead of Theo Overhouse and Alex Tauscher. Marvin Klein next, then Cas Havercourt, Janis Stiak, then Huban Eindhoven. It's going to be a rookie win for Joe Warhurst. 2nd in the rookies will be Sasha Norden, but he will be 13th on the track. Robert de Haan still scoring points, 5 points for 11th place, but that's not quite what he had in mind in a car that was clearly ailing. But Alessandro Goretti did everything that he had to do, from pole position, a clean drive, all the way to the checkered flag. And there's Robert de Haan exiting the car. So whatever was wrong with it, I think the car probably only just made it to the end of the race. He takes one look at it. And I'm wondering if there may be an issue Let's see smoke coming from the right rear of it. So there certainly seems to be a bit of urgency there. I think the car had potentially come to a stop, and it may well be that the brakes are a little bit overheated. Fortunately, we've got a marshal there with a fire extinguisher, so no problems. Boy, what a race 10 that was. Alessandro Gueretti from Ariel Levy, Theo Erverhaus, stage 1, 2, 3, Alex Tauscher, Marvin Klein, Cass Havercourt, Janis Stiak, Huub van Eindhoven. That's your top 8. Wow. Then in 9th place, winning for the rookies, Joe Warhurst for Team Proton Huber competition. He had to fight for that one, didn't he? Jarno Bloom, and then Robert De Haan coming home in 11th. Flint Schuring, another disappointing race for him, clearly with mechanical issues as well. Sasha Norden, 2nd in the rookie. Gianluca Tucharoglu, Mikael Schrei winning for the Pro-Ams in 15th. Jonas Greif, 2nd in the Pro-Am. Zuren Spreng, Jan Seifert, Sebastian Freimut, and then Mikael Esman, 2nd in the Pro-Ams. Alex Hard, another podium in the Pro-Ams. So 3rd in the Pro-Ams, 21st overall, ahead of Kai Pfister, Ahmed Al-Shihab. We lost from that race Mathieu Ferreira, Senna van Serlen, he's had a weekend to forget, hasn't he? And Amelie de Hoos after her podium in the rookies yesterday. Some discussions being had with the Proton Huber competition. Robert De Haan throws his arms to the side. And there'll be lots of analysis, so very much subject to confirmation. But Alessandro Gueretti certainly with 25 points from that. Robert De Haan with that 11th place, so that will give him 5 points. So according to my maths, they're actually level on the championship, but everything is very much subject to confirmation. So according to my maths, they both have 163, but my maths is always dodgy. Also, there is still stewards' inquiries to be done, although I don't believe, certainly nothing that Gueretti that I'm aware of, that'll be under investigation. Theo Erverhaus, a solid weekend for him. I think Theo, very much a pre-season favourite in the championship. He's, of course, one of the 2 Porsche juniors, but has been a little bit frustrated, has been a little bit off form for a few races, getting involved in things that he didn't really need to. So he'll be happy with that. A 2nd yesterday, a 3rd today. Ariel Levy as well. He doesn't look like he's just done a long race, does he? Looking fairly chilled about it all. Another driver who just picks up the points. He's always there now, just always there, getting consistent point scoring, and a really welcome addition to the ranks of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. But there's Alessandro Gueretti looking a whole lot less grumpy than he was yesterday, because he's done exactly what he needed to do today. So stuck the car on pole position. Well, he did that on Friday, but has led every lap of this race, and to be honest, never really looked like being challenged. Some very cool shades there. I could do with a pair of those, because the sun is shining here at the Nürburgring as we now wait in the glorious German sunshine for the drivers to make their way onto the podium. The temperature is rising quickly. We're up to 20 degrees now, as Theo Erverhaus will very shortly jump onto the podium for his trophy from Bonk Motorsport, a courtesy of a 3rd place finish. In 2nd place, another trophy for Ariel Levy, making a habit of this. The Team GP Elite, the legendary team who know how to prepare a car. But this year, we've welcomed onto the grid Schumacher CLRT. Yesterday, I believe, was their first race ever in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany where they scored no points. Well, today they made up for it because it's a win for Alessandro Gueretti, taking what looked like a fairly easy win, but it's nothing easy in this series. His 3rd win of the season. Flint Schuring, the other of the Schumacher CLRT cars, also scoring points, albeit down in 12th place. So cars in Parc Fermé conditions, they will be inspected, as is always the case, so nobody allowed to touch them. And some much needed rehydration for Ariel Levy. Yeah, was that the whole bottle in one go? I hope that was water. I think challenging in every way. And I think for the drivers, not only racing for 30 minutes, but also a period of time on the grid behind the safety car really throws your rhythm. So the drivers just holding it all together, conquering it all. And well, that says it all, doesn't it? Robert de Haan's car just making it to the finish by the looks of things. We saw he had abandoned it somewhere near the pit lane, and we saw a sense of urgency around the rear, because I think maybe the brakes might have been a little bit warmer than the specification says. But the number 46 car now leaving the circuit on the back of a low loader, and I would actually say that getting an 11th place out of that is something of a win, because it's really looked like the car was struggling to get to the end. So I'll take that back to the pits, and they'll get that all back together. We haven't got long to wait for the next round. We've only got 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, because we are going to be back at somewhere altogether different for round 6. We're going to be at the Sachsenring. Could not be any more different to the Nürburgring. It is a track with a lot of undulation, lots of ups, lots and downs. It's lots of ups and downs, like this season. It runs in an anti-clockwise direction. It's also a track that is famous for eating tyres for breakfast, dinner and tea. It is a really tough track to tame, and the drivers will need to think about looking after themselves and looking after the cars when we regather at the Sachsenring in 2 weeks' time. If you've never seen the Sachsenring, you're in for a treat. Please make sure you join us for that. 22nd to the 24th of August, race days being the 23rd and the 24th, the Saturday and the Sunday. That will be really entertaining, a real test for these drivers and indeed these cars. So now we just get ready to welcome the drivers on to the podium. Third place, Theo Overhaus, will be the first to step onto the podium. Ariel Levy, always got a smile on his face. On the second step of the podium. But it's a third win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany for Alessandro Gueretti to the top step of the podium. From Schumacher CLRT, Louis Leroland will receive a trophy. He's one of the race mechanics who will take a trophy on behalf of the team. Really good. They bring different members up for the trophies as we get ready for the national anthem. There's a reason why Alessandro Gueretti is one of the 2 Porsche juniors. Last year, he was the champion of Porsche Carrera Cup France. He was the champion of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. If he could add Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany to his list of championships, as Thorsten Rückert presents the trophy to third place, then Alessandro Gueretti will be very happy as well. So Thorsten Rückert, project manager, customer support at Porsche Deutschland. Of course, Alessandro Gueretti, Robert de Haan, 2 of the contenders for the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. This battle continues not just in the Carrera Cup Germany series, but also on the Super Cup series as well. And thoroughly entertaining it has been. As the trophy is presented to Louis for the team, and Thorsten Rückert will squeeze into the photos as well, and then we'll run for cover as the celebrations are uncorked. A shout out once again. We're not able to bring you the other podiums, but Joe Warhurst winning in the rookies, Michael Schrei in the Pro-Ams. So those are the other two winners here in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany on what has been controversial, bruising, but above all else, entertaining racing here at the Nürburgring. Round 5 is done and dusted. 3 more rounds to go, 6 more races left this season. Join us at the Sachsenring, 22nd to the 24th of August for races 11 and 12. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.